At the end of the day, marketing comes down to behavior change. All marketing problems, marketing goals, they involve some form of behavior change. But you could also think about this from the other perspective, which is that all forms of behavior change can potentially be informed by what we've learned from the world of marketing. And that means that we can view major life decisions that people have to make in the context of marketing and the way that we approach marketing. So we're going to go over that in this series in the context of decisions around vaccines, because that's a really big question for society right now. In fact, it's one of the biggest human behavior change and infrastructural changes that we've ever undergone, you can argue, to attempt to distribute vaccines to the entire population. There are a lot of challenges that arise that are similar to the challenges that arise in the world of marketing. For example, you've got individuals who have to undergo behavior change in order to get vaccinated, but you also have limited resources. You have distribution issues. You have the question of who your message will be most relevant for and most impactful for, and then which messages will be most impactful for different people. These are all things that marketers think about that are relevant to the task of providing vaccinations. So we're going to use that as an example in the first part of this series here, where we're going to focus on the importance of research and understanding your audience, right? That's the first step, is to understand who you're talking to. And one of the reasons why this is so important is that research already shows that it's very difficult to change people's beliefs or knowledge in a way that changes immunization. Research shows that instead, focusing on changing behavior without trying to change beliefs is the most effective. So what that means is that you need to focus on the beliefs that people currently have and identify the messaging that will resonate with those beliefs to engage in this one behavior change. So just taking a broad overview, for example, polls suggest that less than half of the country is currently planning to get a vaccine for coronavirus when it's available. That's the first important piece of information, and that's, like in the world of marketing, the notion of, are you going to target people in your market or people outside your market? Are you going to expand outside your market? It's sort of like trying to sell a product to somebody who currently isn't purchasing in your product category. And I'll put this research below, but basically among the population, we can divide them based on 5 different attitudes or beliefs about vaccine acceptance. And again, thinking about the perspective of marketing, these are your different audiences that you need to think about the different messages. First of all, there's the immunization advocates that are in favor of vaccines, 33% of adults. Then there are those that go along with vaccines. They do it, but they're not as passionate, 26%. Then you've got health advocates that generally trust their doctors, 25%. Then you got those on the fence, that's 13%, and worries, 2.6%. So when thinking about behavioral change about vaccines, you can first approach it from a marketing perspective, where you identify the people in the market, people outside of the market, and then you identify the different segments of people and their attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors surrounding that behavior change, and apply the messaging that will be most effective for that group. In this first video, we just overviewed the data, the initial research on the beliefs that drive people towards their behavior, because that's the first important step to take. In the next videos, we'll talk about the barriers to behavior change. What are the heuristics and biases that we have that make behavior change difficult? And how can we identify and resolve those barriers to behavior change? And we're doing this in the context of vaccines again, because it's a really important societal question. But these lessons generally apply to marketing, surrounding decisions in general, especially major life decisions. Intermark Group is a full-service marketing agency that embeds psychology in their creative, helping brands psychologically connect with their audiences. Hit the subscribe and the bell if you want to stay tuned on our posts to learn more about how we apply psychology in marketing. And you can find more information about us in the links below, as well as some additional readings on this topic. Thanks for checking this out.